Hey again. Today I want to talk about clouds and precipitation. All right. So you have a paper, and I am pulling from my journal. So I encourage y'all, all the notes that I am giving you, put in a journal. I have a journal right along with you guys. Okay. So first I'm going to look at this page. You have this note sheet. Yeah, you don't need to see my face. The three main types of clouds are Cumulus, Stratus, and Cirrus. We're also going to talk about Cumulonimbus because those are our storm clouds. Okay. Cumulus, those are our pretty, like I say, on the wall in Andy's room in Toy Story clouds. Basic, when you're in kindergarten and they say draw a cloud, that's what you draw. Okay. They are usually seen in fair weather. Now, if you have been noticing the clouds, you may notice that you see all kinds of shapes of clouds throughout the day. So just because you see one cumulus cloud doesn't mean that the sky won't have other types of clouds. Usually when you see cumulus clouds, it's good or fair weather. When we see questions on tests about weather, when they say fair weather, they're meaning it's nice. It's a nice day. It's not stormy. Okay, next, stratus. Stratus are low-lying clouds. They almost look like a blanket. Now a nimbostratus, so nimbo means stormy. So that nimbostratus, or it's dark, are those darker flat clouds. So you're probably going to see some drizzling rain, not stormy rain, but that's what you're going to see. A stratus, fog is also a stratus cloud. That's very low. Okay. Next is cirrus. Now, the word that is used a lot for a cirrus cloud is wispy. What we have right there, feather-like. They're very thin and they're very high up. And because they're very high up, they're actually made of ice crystals because they're so high in the atmosphere. It's very cold and they're made of ice crystals. Okay. Also, you see these in fair weather or windy days. A lot of times when you see cirrus clouds, they say that a weather change is about to happen. Okay. Then at the bottom, I have cumulonimbus. Cumulonimbus are those cumulus clouds that are those dark stormy. They bring rain, thunder, lightning, other types of severe weather. Okay, so remember, these are the three main ones, but we see these a lot when it comes to storms. Okay, so another page I want to look at with you, right here, is more talking just about cumulonimbus. There we go. Okay, so types of severe storms, we have lots of different kinds. We have thunderstorms. So, so when a cold front moves in, you see lightning. That's when you've got those updrafts and downdrafts, and they're rubbing against each other, and it makes a spark, static electricity. That's the lightning. And when they're heated up super fast, like popcorn popping, you hear that thunder. Okay, tornadoes. Luckily, we don't see a lot of these here, but the tornado is the funnel-looking cloud. Usually, these happen in warm weather, summer, early fall, and they are rated on a scale F1, F2, F3, all the way to F6. The biggest danger that comes with tornadoes are the winds. The winds can cause a lot of damage. Okay, hurricanes, unfortunately, we are very familiar with. We know that hurricanes form over the ocean. That is a question that we see a lot in 5th grade. Where would a hurricane form? They form over the ocean because they're formed from that warm water. Okay, again, these are summer and early fall. When you've looked at the Weather Channel during a hurricane, you might see the eye of the storm. where the clouds are all around it, and then you'll see a little part in the middle that has nothing. Usually that's a calmness. I remember as a child when a hurricane was going by, and I remember when the eye of the storm went over where we lived, we went outside and played, and it was beautiful. It was really strange. And then when the eye was gone, it was back being ugly. Those are rated category 1 to 5. As we've seen here in Duplin County, you can have a category 1 hurricane that can cause a lot of damage. The biggest danger, especially here, is flooding and storm surge. So even if the winds aren't terrible, if it brings a lot of rain, that's when we have issues here with our rivers flooding and things like that. Hurricanes obviously can bring a lot of winds that do damage too. Storm surge is the winds blowing that ocean water in. We are pretty close to the coast here. So at Topsail Beach and Emerald Isle and places like that, they have storm surge. So not only may there be a lot of rain, but the wind is blowing that ocean water onto the dunes and the places that are close to the ocean. So that is a danger for them also. We're going to watch a video on the Coriolis Effect. So as the earth is rotating and you've got your winds, they curve, and it makes those winds go from high to low pressure. But like I said, we will discuss that a little bit more. And then precipitation. This is pretty simple, I feel like. Rain, liquid water. That happens when the temperature is above freezing. Whoops. Snow. That is frozen water that forms at the cloud level and then falls to the ground. This paper. Hail is frozen pellets of rain that fall in showers from cumulonimbus clouds. Sleet begins as snow, then melts or partially melts and refreezes before it hits the ground. So, it depends on how far it's coming down and what happens to it in the atmosphere. And then freezing rain, rain that falls to the ground and freezes on contact. So that is when it rains, but the ground is so cold that once it hits the ground, it freezes there. Okay, so that is some information on clouds and precipitation. And if you have any questions, let me know.